Hello,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. What about you?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's start your interview.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, first tell me about yourself.
Yeah, first of all, thanks to giving me this opportunity to introducing myself. My name is Pornima Tarde. I'm from Aurangabad. I completed Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science stream. And I'm working in Advanced Solution from last 2 years. Uh, I have 1.5 year experience in UI developer, and from past 6 months, I'm working as an Angular developer. That's
Okay,
all about me.
okay. And which version of Angular you have worked?
Currently, I'm using Angular 10.
Okay. And any project details? Which kind of
Yes,
project?
uh, yes, I'm working on a project which is having a job fair of, related project, and my part in that project, I done reactive forms.
Reactive forms.
Yeah,
Okay. So how many types of forms?
there
Like,
are two types of form. One is template driven form, and one is reactive form. And basic difference in template driven and reactive form is for template driven forms, we have to import forms module, and for reactive forms, we have to import uh, reactive forms module. And in template driven form, basically logic are written in HTML, and in reactive forms, the logic are written in TypeScript. And template driven form is mostly asynchronous, and reactive forms are mostly synchronous.
okay. Okay, so how much you rate yourself in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Angular? Out
I will
of
be read. Yeah,
yeah, out of 10.
yeah, I will be read myself as a 8 in all. Because I know I'm not perfect, and there is always scope to learn new things and improve myself.
Right. Yeah. So we'll start with HTML. Okay. Basic,
Okay.
like just 2-3 questions. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between HTML and HTML5?
Yes, HTML5 is a latest version which is having multimedia tags, just like audio and video. In HTML, we are not having that. Uh, and HTML5 provides us some APIs like web storages, fetch API, and HTML5 also provides us some semantics tags like header, footer, articles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Difference between display inline and display block.
Yes, in display inline, width is always equal to its content, and in block level element, width is always equals to 100% width of its parent, and inline element is always start on uh, same line, and block element always start on new line, and we can apply top and bottom margin to uh, inline element, and we cannot apply top and bottom margin to inline element, and we can apply top and bottom margin to block level element.
Okay. Okay. Do you know positions
Yeah,
in
there are
HTML?
five positions in HTML.
Okay. One sec. Tell me what is a fixed position? How we
Position fix
used?
Position fix is when if we want to uh, fix any element in our viewport, at that time we use fix.
Okay. What is difference between SVG and canvas?
Uh, Basically, SVG is based on vector base, and canvas is based on raster base. Means the image did not get pixelated in SVG, and image get little bit pixelated in canvas. Means in canvas the image is stored in .png or .jpeg file, and
Okay.
we use SVG for the larger rendering area. Means just consider an example as Google Map. Um, for smaller area, we use Canvas, and SVG is slower to render, and Canvas is faster than SVG.
Okay. So in CSS, we are using some preprocessors. So do you
Okay.
know any preprocessors?
I know about SAS. SAS is a preprocessor of CSS. Or I just heard about LESS,
Okay.
LESS.
Okay. Do you used any SAS or less in your project?
Yes, I used SAS.
So tell me something about SAS.
SAS stands for Synthetically Awesome Style Sheet. Uh, we use SAS for SAS having some features like it is having we can use operator, means and operator. We can do nesting in SAS.
Okay. Any other features?
Still time I remember just this only.
Like how it is beneficial over CSS? Like why we use SAS?
Um, by using nesting, we can control the rewriting of the code. If we want to give same CSS for the multiple uh, HTML elements, we can overcome it by using a nesting. For nesting, we use a AND operator.
Okay. So if we need to like, can we need to compile it or like we directly use it? Yes.
SAS get compiled and converted into CSS.
Okay. So like what we use for that?
Uh,
Using
okay,
CL some, using some CLI.
yes, using some CLI command line interface.
Okay. Okay.
Compiles as we write compiles as.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So tell me, uh, like shallow copy and deep copy. Uh,
Yes, I know about shallow copy and deep copy. In shallow copy, the reference of actual actual variable and copied variable are same. Uh, Means memory location are same. Uh, and in deep copy, the memory location of actual and copied variable are different.
okay. Can you show me some example?
Okay. On screen, yeah.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Is my screen visible, sir?
No, not now.
Okay. Now visible, sir?
No, not yet.
Is visible?
Yeah, now it is visible. Yeah.
Can I write here?
Yeah, you can.
Here we assign the object 2 to object 1.
Okay.
And we changing in object 2.
At line number 4, there is only object 2.
Sorry, here assigning object 1.
Okay, while doing this, can you tell me the difference between factory constructor and factory function and constructor function?
In factory function, we did not use a new keyword. In constructor, we can use new keyword.
Okay. That only the difference?
Yes. I know that much.
Okay, difference between primitive and non-primitive.
Primitive data types holds value and non-primitive data type. Sorry, primitive data type holds value and non-primitive data type holds references.
Okay.
Just like here, object, we can change we can assign the first object to second object, and we did change in second object. It will impact to the first object also. Means the name get both the object name get changes.
So what was the output for line number 7?
Line number 7 output for the line number 7 is Harry.
Okay.
And for 8 also it's Harry because it's hold the same references.
Okay. And like it is used for it is used like as a shallow copy or a deep copy?
It is a shallow copy.
An example of deep copy?
Yeah. To overcome it, we can use var object 3 equals to. We can store it first in JSON. JSON. Store.
It's double T. I think JSON is in a capital line.
Capital, yes.
Yeah.
And then we have to parse it. And then after we did changes. For here. Object 3 dot fname is to.
Okay, Pornima, I got it. Yeah.
And also we can overcome it by using spread operator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, tell me what are what is web storages and what are the types?
Yes. Web storage is used to store the data. There are two types of web storages. First is local storage and session storage. In local storage, the data is stored forever there, and we have to remove it manually. And in session storage, the data is stored for the particular session. When that session get expired, the data get removed from that storage.
Right. Okay. Do you heard about PWA? Progressive Web Application?
Means web optimization?
No, progressive web applications.
No, sir. I'm not heard about it.
Okay, it is like a mobile app. It's nothing but a mobile app. It's not a exactly mobile app. It looks like a mobile app. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. What is IFA?
IFE.
Yeah.
If you stand for immediately invoke function, the function get executed just declaring it. And the purpose of if is for the privacy purpose, we can
Okay.
use we cannot use the variables in if outside that function.
Okay. It create any scope kind of.
It's create only block scope, means the variable is only accessible within a if block.
Okay, considering this scope, like how many scopes are there? Like, and what is the
Uh,
scope?
yes, scope means the accessibility and availability of a variable. And there is a two types of scope, block scope and global scope. Global
Only?
scope also called as window scope.
I thought there is a functional scope also.
Yeah, functional scope also called as block scope, and local scope and global scope.
Okay, do you heard about the lexical scope?
Yeah, I heard about lexical scope. Lexical scope means the scope of the parent.
Okay, and when we use,
Uh, we use it in closure.
okay, okay, tell me what is closure then.
Uh, yes, when we create a child function, when we return a child function inside a parent function, uh, it creates a scope. That scope is called as lexical scope. And when
Okay,
we call a parent function, that parent function return a child function. And that child function grab all the information and data of its parent function outside the parent function. It's called as closure.
right. So, do you use any APIs like drag and drop API, geolocation API, fetch API, any
Yes, I
APIs?
use Fetch API.
Okay, and have you heard about drag and drop and geolocation API?
Uh, I just know about it. Geolocation API is used for the location purpose.
Okay, and drag and drop.
Yes, I'm not having that much information about drag and drop.
Okay, right. So yeah, tell me the how fetch API works and what is fetch API like.
Yes, Fetch API is written promises. So we have to consume that API. First consumption, it returns a JSON dot uh, returns a response.json, and that JSON also return a promise. So we have to again consume that promise. And if the error occur, for that we have catch method.
Okay, I just pass some URL in chat. Just open it and call it using a fetch API.
Okay.
Okay, can you told me why we use JSON in line number 70?
It gives us a response in the form of JSON,
Okay.
and that JSON also return a promise. That's why we consume here also.
Okay, that's why we consume twice a time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
let's check the output.
Okay. We have to show in UI.
No, no, no. Only in a console. Open the dev tools. I will check. Just save it.
Error. Oh,
What is that error
reference
in
error.
line number 19?
Reference error. We
You
didn't.
have, you have to use it is a
Yeah.
JSON method, so you have to
Yes.
call it at line number 17. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now tell me, what is promise?
Yes, promise is used to handle asynchronous operations.
Okay.
Uh, there are four-step states or promise: fulfilled, pending, reject, and settle. When the promise is in fulfilled state, the result is a value, and the value is in result. When the promise is in pending state, the uh, result is a undefined, and when the promise is in rejected state, the result is an error. There are some benefits of promise. One is it is easy to handle asynchronous operations. The second one is easy to code readability, and yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. We just start with some Angular things. Okay.
Yeah.
And mix with some TypeScript question also. Okay.
Okay.
So tell me what is Angular first and why we use
Yes.
TypeScript in Angular.
Yes. First of all, Angular is an application design framework to develop and single page applications. Angular is developed by the Google, and some key feature Angular having some key features just like a component, template, directives, routing.
Okay.
Yeah, and language used in Angular is TypeScript.
Why we use TypeScript? We can use JavaScript only, no?
Yeah, TypeScript is strictly type means JavaScript is not that strictly type. We can define type strictly. Means if we want to data in only string format, so we give the type as a string. If we want to give result in array format, so we give array. So it is better handling, better to handle the error or passing the data in particular format.
Okay. Okay, right. Uh, what is class in TypeScript?
Yeah. Uh, class is used to class is a uh, blueprint of an object.
Blueprint of an object.
Means it is a constructor function, just like a constructor function.
Okay. Can you elaborate more?
Mm. Okay, till time I am just reminding this one.
Okay, okay, it's okay. So what is interface?
Interface.
Yeah.
Interface is used to giving a type. Means if we want data, particular data in array in particular format, Let's consider one array having object. In that we are having first name and employee ID. That
Okay.
name value should be string. We write that in interface we write the name as a string and employee ID as a number. So it will easy to uh, passing the data in that format.
In interface, we use a type, right? Or
Yes.
we use some like value.
No, we use type in interface.
Okay, right. Okay, what is type inference in TypeScript? Are you heard about it? Type inference, tuples.
Yes, yes. Type in inference means if we assign a value, so let's consider an example. Let a equals to 14, and
Okay,
then next time we have to store any other another value. Uh, a equals to in string name. It cannot assignable because that a having a type as a number because we firstly we store it number in that variable, and that process is called as type inference. By default it takes an type of that variable.
right. And what is tuple?
uh, Tuples means I'm not able to elaborate in words.
I think it looks like array something.
Yeah, it looks like array which is having particular uh, means if we having number tuples.
Okay,
First value, if we want first in array, if we want the first value is number and second value is string. At that time, we define the type in that tuple.
right. Okay, what is difference between any type and unknown type? Why we use any
Edit,
over unknown?
edit type and unknown type. In unknown type, we can assign any type of data because the type is not defined yet. Not having that much information about edit type.
Unknown.
Yeah,
Why we
in
use unknown?
unknown type, we can store any type of data because the type is not defined yet. Means is a little bit similar with type any.
But there is something difference between them, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What is the purpose of read-only access modifier?
The value should only readable format. The user cannot edit that value or cannot assign that value. For that, we use only read only access modifier.
Okay.
Means just it's working like a constant.
Okay. What is classical inheritance?
Uh, Classical inheritance in that having uh, child class grab uh, the information from its parent.
Okay. Anything else?
Not that much.
Which kind of information? Like,
Means if we store any variable and we have to use that value in child class, we can use it because that available in its parent class.
okay, I think class is a collection of properties and methods, right?
Yes.
So, like I want to use some methods in child class.
Yes.
So
Uh,
how can I
yes.
inherit it?
Uh, We can use it directly because it's available. It's in parent.
Okay. We use, I think, extend keywords like something.
Yeah, extend.
Okay. That class is
Yes,
extended by that parent class. Okay.
parent class. Yes,
Okay. And I think some in the constructor, we use some super method.
yes.
Okay. So, are you heard about private constructor or
Yes,
singleton?
yes. Private
So can
constructor
you,
means
yeah,
uh,
please give me some example in on your screen. Just wrote an example for a single instance. Actually, I want to create a single instance from one class.
okay. Just I'm not. I have just theoretical information about that.
Okay, tell me some theoretically. Yeah.
Means singleton means the class only instantiated only once,
Okay.
and yeah,
Like how? Uh, that means you can like tell me theoretically or verbally. Okay.
mm, I'm not able to elaborate. How can I elaborate in?
Okay, we use private
Yeah.
constructor over there.
Yeah, private
Can
constructor means we can use that private constructor which is accessible only uh, only within that function.
within that class.
Yeah, class within that class.
Okay. Okay, right. What is a static? You know, static.
Yes, static. It is. I just heard about static. Not able that deep information about.
Okay. Okay. Do you know typecasting? In somewhere we are like use some elements from DOM. Take element from DOM. So that times of use some things for in a TypeScript typecasting something.
Yes, I heard about typecasting.
Okay, no worries. Okay, tell me what is decorators?
Yes, decorator is uh, decorator is basically a design pattern which tells how Angular features are work. In decorators, we are having class decorator, method decorator, property decorator, and parameterized decorator. Uh, in class decorator defines a particular class is a component or module. In that we are having at the rate component and at the rate NG model. And in method decorator, we are having at the rate input, at the rate output, and at the rate over at the rate override component decorator. Sorry. In property decorator, uh, we are having sorry. In property decorator, we are having input, output, and override decorator. And in method decorator, we are having host binding and host listener. And in uh,
Okay, when
parameterized
we
decorator,
use host binding, host listener,
to giving particular style for particular DOM element,
so that time we use host listener,
yes, host binding
host binding.
for
Okay,
yes.
okay. And when we use host listener, then
In host listener, we write the event name and give some style by
okay,
using host binding.
okay. I thought there is some kind of input in a template, and we used to
Yes,
get that
yes,
things,
yes.
right?
We yes.
Okay.
and we have to bind some style to that HTML element.
Okay. Are you heard about view child?
Yes, visual decorator.
Okay.
Uh,
Tell me.
yes, visual decorator is used for the communication purpose. We
Hmm.
can get value from HTML to TypeScript by using visual decorator.
Okay. What is content projection in Angular?
Content projection.
Have you
I'm
heard
not
about it?
having any. No, I'm not having any idea about that.
Okay. What are the directives we have?
Yes, there are three types of directives: uh,
Okay.
attribute directive, structural directive, and component directive. In attribute directive is used for the giving style or giving conditionally classes. In that we are having ng class and ng style. And in structural directive, we can differentiate structural directive over the attribute directive, as we can use a asterisk symbol in front of that structural directive in that, and it changes the structure of our web application. In that we are having ng if, ng if, ng for, and ng switch. And third one is a component directive. Uh, in component directive, we are having template. In that we write an HTML code.
Okay. What is routing in Angular?
Basically, routing is used for the navigation purpose. To moving from one view to another view, we are using routing. There are some basic key components of routing. First one is a router, which is used for the navigation. Second one
Hmm.
is a route. Uh, in route, we define the path for the navigation. And routes are the array of route where the path is defined. And then next one is a router outlet. Router outlet is a placeholder uh, where the it is a placeholder where the where we want to display our view. At that place, we use the router outlet. And activated route gives us a current path. And router link activated, it remove or add the class in our HTML element.
Okay. What is difference between relative path and absolute path?
Yes, absolute path give us a current URL, and
Okay.
relative path give us a base URL.
In this case, we use some services. So for absolute path, we use which service?
For absolute path, for navigating.
Yeah, just to you just told earlier that some activated
Yes,
route and activated route is a nothing but
yes,
service, I think.
activated route. Yes, activated route is a service which provides us a current path.
Okay.
And for navigating, we use
Eh,
router service.
Okay, and for navigating, we use router
Router,
service.
yes.
So it gives us a relative path or a absolute path.
In TS file, by default, it's give a absolute path.
So how can like both are given absolute path?
For giving current path, we use activated route.
Okay. Okay, tell me what is services and using why we use dependency injection in Angular.
Okay. So basically, services are used for the avoiding rewriting of the code. Uh, and to give the behavior of service, we use @injectable, and services instantiated only once, and that service is available throughout the all components. We can use it whenever we need that service. Uh, then basically service is used for the business logic purpose. And dependency injection means it is a fundamental component where the where the classes are added where whenever we want we add component module services.
Okay. Okay. Are you heard about interceptors?
No, not having any idea about.
Okay. Lazy loading.
Yes, lazy
So
loading. I
tell me
heard
what is
about
lazy loading?
lazy loading. If we built our application at that time, app.module file get executed.
Right.
Uh, yeah. Uh, so it consume the uh, memory. For that, we create a separate module for that separate component. Means if you want to click, and after that module get executed, at that time we use lazy loading. We can
Okay.
create a separate routing file also and module file also for that component.
Okay. Can you write a syntax for that lazy loading if you know?
No, I have just theoretical about it.
Okay. Okay. Read it after it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm, okay. Tell me the difference between directive and components. What exactly the main difference between them?
Yes. For the directives, we use annotation as a directive, and for component, we use component.
You
And
told me earlier that I think there is a three types of directives, right?
yes, yes,
Component is one of the type of directive, right?
yes. In directives, whenever we want to add, at the time we can add. But in case of component, there is always having a for particular one view we have having one component. For second
Okay.
view, we are having second component. But
Okay.
in case of directive, we are not having just like that. Whenever we want to add directives, we can add it.
Okay. Both are used to manipulate the DOM,
Yes,
right? Okay. Tell me, what is observables?
yes. Observable stream of the data,
Okay.
continuous stream of the data, which returns, uh, which is used to handle asynchronous operations. And observables are lazy. Means when we create an observable, it will not get executed directly. We have to subscribe that observable. And
Okay.
observable provides some pipeable operators to manipulating the data before subscription, just like map of filter, reduce, tab.
Is it provided by observable or something third party library like RxJS?
Uh, I think
Are you
it's
heard about RxJS?
provide. Yes, RxJS gives us an observable.
Okay.
Yes,
It is kind of library, I think.
yes, yes.
Why we use that library? Only for observable, or an observable or not given such a operators. I think RxJS gives some operators.
RxJS given, yes. And we can stop the observable by using unsubscribe method.
Okay. Okay. Do you know any how much life cycles folks in Angular?
Till time I know the two. One is ng on it and one is ng destroy. For
Okay, but
initializing purpose, we are using ng on it, and for the destroying purpose, we are using ng destroy.
do you know how many life cycles in Angular?
I'm not having that much information. Just till time I know these two.
Okay, you just used two of these,
Yes.
but I think you have a 6 month of experience,
Yeah.
so you have to know about like all the life cycles folks.
Yes. Yes.
Not exactly the practical knowledge, but some theoretical knowledge.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will
Uh,
learn after integration.
okay, right. Yeah. Are you heard about change detection
What
strategies,
chain detection?
view encapsulation?
I just heard about name, but not having that much information about.
Okay. Okay, there is a concept of multicasting
Yes.
in while using some observables also. So there is some there is a concept of multicasting. So are you heard about multicasting? Do you know something about it?
No, I'm not aware about that.
Okay. Okay. Let it be. Okay. There is some things data bindings. So I think there is some certain types also.
Yes.
So what are they?
Mm, yes. Data binding means transforming the data from template to TypeScript and TypeScript to template. Angular support one-way data binding and two-way data binding also. In
Okay.
one-way data binding, from transforming data template to TS, we are using event binding. And for transforming data TS to template, we are using property binding and string interpolation. And for a two-way data binding, we are using ng model. This box is called as banana in the box.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Do you know bootstrapping in Angular?
Yes, just I have just little information about Angular bootstrapping. Angular
Okay.
bootstrapping is basically process of initializing or loading our Angular application. In that, firstly initialize the index.html page. Then third-party APIs get initialized, and then after our app module.
Okay. So RxJS gives us something like subject. Okay. Are you heard about
Yes,
subject?
not having that much information about that subject.
Okay. Like while communicating with the two components,
Yes.
so what we gonna use? Like there are certain things.
Uh, for communication, we are using
Yeah, between two components.
yeah, we are using services also and input output decorators.
Okay. How can we use like
Um, for communicating parent to child for input output relationship decorator, we required a parent child relationship between the components.
right?
And for services, services are available throughout the all the components. We can use whenever we want in uh, uh, any components.
Okay. Right, right. So do you know AOT and JIT? The
Yes,
difference
I know
between it?
about that. Yeah. JIT means just in time, and AOT means arrival of time. In JIT, the code get first compiled, and it will display the result, and it compiles at the runtime. But in case of AOT, when we build our application, it get compiled, and it will not take that much time to display the result. AOT is slower than the JIT, and the bundle size of AOT is much more than the AOT. The bundle size of AOT is half of the JIT.
Okay. Do you know resolver in Angular while using a routing?
Yes, I heard about that.
Do you use
Just,
it?
just I used it, but I'm not able to recall it.
Okay. It is something used in a constructor only. Okay. Do you know some authentications used in a routing?
Yes, some
That some can activate.
yes. uh, can
Methods.
activate. Yeah.
Do you know something about it?
Yes, can activate I used, but not able to elaborate it.
Okay. Okay, we are going to conclude it with one algorithm. Okay,
Okay.
with some the JavaScript algorithm.
Okay.
So, do you know about factorial?
Factorial. Yes,
Okay.
I know about. Yes. Finding factorial of particular number. Yeah.
Yeah, particular number. Yeah, you go ahead with that algorithm.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you heard about a recursive function?
Yes.
Yeah. So do that factorial thing with recursion. Recursion.
Okay.
Yeah. Try it with some recursion thing.
Firstly, I write just basic and then I
Yeah,
convert
yeah,
it.
yeah. You can, you can. Yeah.
Yes, here we are getting value. Factorial of 5 is 120.
Okay.
So I will try with the recursive.
Okay. Just let's try.
Here I write the base condition. If the value is
Yeah.
less than 0,
Okay.
or the
You use a number as a parameter, but instead of this, you use n only in line number 46.
for stopping the function execution, I required one more, I think one more base case.
Okay.
Means till that number loop get forwarded the number, then the function will get stopped execution.
Okay. Are you comfortable with it? Can you continue with it?
Just I'm trying.
Okay, no worries. You can try after it. Okay.
Yeah, I will try after
Okay.
it.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. And do you have any question for me?
Till time I'm not having any question,
Okay.
but I will do prepare more.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.